What if I told you that happiness isn't about achieving more, but about wanting less? This is the intriguing essence of Stoicism, a philosophy that challenges our modern notions of success and fulfillment. Born in the bustling markets of ancient Athens, Stoicism is a philosophy that invites us to reassess our desires and redefine our understanding of happiness. Instead of chasing after material wealth or social status, Stoicism encourages us to find contentment within ourselves. It's about letting go of the need for more and embracing the beauty of less. With Stoicism, we learn to appreciate what we have, to remain calm amidst chaos, and to find joy in simplicity. It's a philosophy that doesn't promise a life without pain, but it offers a way to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. Welcome to the journey into the world of Stoicism, where less is indeed more. Our journey begins in the bustling markets of Athens around 300 BC. Among the chatter and clatter, a new philosophical thought was taking root, one that would influence countless generations: Stoicism. The founder of Stoicism was a man named Zeno of Citium. Born into a merchant family, Zeno was no stranger to the ups and downs of life. After a shipwreck left him stranded in Athens, he found solace in the books of Socrates. Inspired by these teachings and the philosophy of cynicism, Zeno developed his own school of thought, which we now know as Stoicism. Cynicism, with its emphasis on living in accordance with nature and rejecting materialistic desires, greatly influenced Zeno. He admired their simplicity and their indifference to the unpredictable nature of life. However, he sought to create a philosophy more appealing to the everyday person, one that could be practiced in the midst of society rather than on its outskirts. At the heart of Athens, Zeno began teaching his philosophy at the Stoics, or the Painted Porch. It was a public space open to all who wished to listen and learn. His teachings were not confined to the elite, but were intended for anyone seeking tranquility in a chaotic world. This accessibility was a defining feature of Stoicism, setting it apart from other philosophies of the time. Stoicism, named after the location of its birth, was not just a philosophy, it was a way of life. It taught individuals to find peace not in external circumstances but within themselves. It encouraged acceptance of what we can't control and focus on what we can: our thoughts, our actions, our responses. Zeno's teachings quickly gained traction. The seeds of Stoicism were planted, and soon they began to sprout, reaching out to touch the hearts and minds of individuals far beyond the painted porch of the Stoics. Thus, in the heart of ancient Greece, Stoicism began to take shape. As with any philosophy, Stoicism wasn't static. It evolved over time, shaped by the minds that studied it. As the torch of Stoicism was passed from one philosopher to another, it took on different hues, reflecting the thoughts and experiences of those who held it. One of the earliest influencers was Cleanthes, the second head of the Stoic school. He emphasized the importance of action in accordance with nature, a concept that became a cornerstone of Stoicism. Next, we have Chrysippus, who is often hailed as the second founder of Stoicism. His work was pivotal to the development of the Stoic system. He introduced the idea that our reactions, not external events, determine our happiness. This ideology remains a central tenet of Stoicism, echoing in the writings of later Stoics and resounding in modern interpretations. As Stoicism traveled from Greece to Rome, it found new proponents and interpreters. Seneca, a prominent Roman Stoic, brought a practical approach to the philosophy. He encouraged daily reflection as a means to understand and control our reactions. His letters serve as a guide to living a fulfilled life, providing insights into overcoming fear, anger, and other negative emotions. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, gave us the powerful dichotomy of control. He taught that understanding the difference between what we can and can't control is key to achieving tranquility. Finally, we have Emperor Marcus Aurelius, whose meditations are a testament to Stoicism's applicability in daily life. His writings reflect the Stoic belief in accepting things as they come and focusing on our own actions and attitudes. These philosophers, among others, each added their own interpretations and nuances to Stoicism. They shaped it, molded it, and allowed it to evolve. Each generation of Stoics took the core principles and adapted them to their own times and circumstances. From its humble beginnings, Stoicism had grown into a robust philosophy, embracing change and adaptation. As it continues to evolve, it remains a relevant guide for navigating the complexities of life, teaching us to focus on what's within our control and accept what isn't. But what does Stoicism really mean? What are the core principles that define this philosophy? Let's delve into the heart of Stoicism, the main concepts that form the bedrock of this philosophical system. At the core of Stoicism are the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are not just abstract concepts, but practical guidelines to live by. Wisdom, the first virtue, is about understanding the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. It entails discerning what is within our control and what is not, and acting accordingly. It's about making decisions based on reason, not on fleeting emotions or desires. Next, we have courage. But this is not just physical bravery, it's moral courage, the strength to do what's right, even when it's difficult. It's about facing the inevitable hardships of life head-on, without flinching. Justice, the third virtue, is about treating others with fairness and respect. It's about recognizing the inherent dignity of all people and acting in a way that promotes harmony and goodwill. And finally, temperance, the virtue of self-restraint. It's about exercising moderation in all things and not being enslaved by our desires or fears. But Stoicism is not just about virtues, it's also about understanding the dichotomy of control. This is the idea that some things are within our control and others are not. Our thoughts, beliefs, and actions, those are up to us. But the world around us, that's beyond our control. And finally, Stoicism encourages the pursuit of tranquility. This is not some sort of passive, indifferent state. It's an active peace, a deep-seated serenity that comes from accepting the world as it is and focusing on what we can control. Stoicism, in essence, is a guide to leading a life of virtue, acceptance, and peace. It's about cultivating an inner fortress, a steady mind that remains unshaken no matter what life throws at us. The echoes of Stoicism can be heard even today, centuries after its conception. This ancient philosophy, with its emphasis on virtue, self-control, and rational thinking, has left a profound impact on Western thought, shaping our understanding of personal ethics and duty. Stoicism has significantly influenced psychological practices, particularly cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT. By teaching us to differentiate between what we can and cannot control, Stoicism fortifies the foundations of CBT, empowering individuals to challenge dysfunctional thoughts and beliefs. It's no wonder that Stoicism is often referred to as CBT avant la lettre, or CBT before CBT even existed. But the influence of Stoicism extends beyond the realm of psychology. Its resurgence in modern society is evident in the numerous self-help books, blogs, and podcasts that aim to teach us how to live a good life in the face of adversity. Stoicism's teachings on how to deal with stress and anxiety resonate with many, especially in today's fast-paced, uncertain world. From the classrooms of ancient Athens to the hustle and bustle of the 21st century, Stoicism continues to guide us in our pursuit of tranquility and wisdom. Its enduring relevance is a testament to the timeless nature of its teachings and the universal applicability of its principles. Stoicism, it seems, has stood the test of time. No philosophy is without its critics, and Stoicism is no exception. Let's delve into some of the common critiques it faces. One of the most voiced criticisms is the perceived dismissal of emotions. Critics argue Stoicism promotes emotional suppression, which can be harmful. Yet, this claim arises from a misunderstanding. Stoicism doesn't advocate for the eradication of feelings. Rather, it teaches us to not let our emotions dictate our actions. It's about finding that equilibrium where we acknowledge our emotions but don't permit them to control us. Another critique is the potential for complacency. Critics suggest that the Stoic acceptance of things as they are could lead to passivity. However, Stoicism doesn't counsel inaction. It merely advises us to accept what we cannot change and to act on what we can. It's a philosophy of action, not inaction, underpinned by wisdom to recognize the difference. Also, some argue that Stoicism is too individualistic, focusing on personal tranquility and neglecting societal issues. Yet, Stoics believe in a universal community, encouraging us to consider not only our well-being, but also that of others. In conclusion, these criticisms often arise from misconceptions or partial understandings of Stoicism. Stoicism, like any philosophy, isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a tool, a perspective, a way to navigate the complexities of life. Like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how it's used, how it's understood, and how it's applied.